So, good evening. Tonight, I am going to interview you about your gender and your gender expression. I am Marian Balongan. Can you please state your name, age, and gender identity?
So, I am John Jeremy S. Blanco. I am 20 years old and I identify as a gay feminine.
So, the first question is, what does being part of the LGBTQ community mean to you?
For me, it is a form of expression of my identity as to what my romantic partners tend to be and what is my preferred gender that I am attracted to.
Okay. So, we'll proceed to the next question. It Can you share a personal experience that shaped your identity?
Um, Honestly speaking, I do not have a particular experience. However, for me, um, the moment that stood up to me the most was when it was in pandemic, where we got locked down, and we since we got locked down, we tend to have more time to ourselves, and it is through that era, or it is through that year that I have discovered more about myself and have embraced this part of my identity as well.
Okay, thank you. Next is, what challenges have you faced as an LGBTQ individual?
When you talk about challenges, there are a lot actually of difficulties that I have overcome all throughout the years as being part of the LGBT myself, such as the most prominent, which is the bullying and the discrimination, wherein I got teased a lot for the ways that I act or the identity that I am preferring to, or the sexual attractions that I have been being attracted to. So I was teased a lot, but throughout the years, I have come to overcome that as well.
Okay. Fourth one is, how do you feel about the representation of LGBTQ people in media?
For me, all throughout the years, it is gradually evolving since we are now in 2025 and everybody is very open minded. However, there are still a lot of steps that we need to partake in protecting our identity as well as LGBTQ members, such as passing the SOGI bill, which not just protects us LGBT community people, but also to the hetero community as well.
Next is, what support systems have been most helpful for you?
For me, the support system that I have currently is my family, my peers who are very supportive with my gender identity. And so it helps a lot with dealing through anxieties that I have faced being a part of the LGBT community myself.
Sixth question is, in what ways do you think allies can effectively support the LGBTQ community?
So, in my opinion, allies can support us LGBT community through actively participating through our fight to our human rights, such as passing Soji Bill, and also just by being there physically and showing them their support and their acceptance because it means a lot to us.
Okay, thank you. Seventh question is, regarding with your answer earlier, you have mentioned having to face discrimination. Can you walk me through how that discrimination made an impact to your life?
Um, for me, those discriminations really took a huge toll with my what do you call this with my anxieties and my insecurities among myself, and as to how I express myself, I always thought before that being true to myself is wrong and that I need to straighten out my life. But eventually, as the years have gone by, I've embraced this part of myself that I am normal and that no matter no matter what the people around you thinks, they will always have a judgment towards you. So you just need to accept yourself first.
Okay, thank you. Eighth one is, what changes would you like to see in society regarding LGBTQ? rights?
For me, when it comes to changes, there are a lot actually, such as being having a gender neutral bathrooms, or um, have even just removing the stigma of just about LGBT in particular, and having removing those kinds of discriminations we're in thinking like all LGBTQ members are pedophiles. So there are a lot actually, but if I were to choose specific things, it would be let's say equality when it comes to jobs, job opportunities, and also equality when it comes to treatment, right, be in school or in public places. So that would be the first steps as to how we can improve the current state of the LGBT community towards our society.
Okay. Second to the last. How do you celebrate your identity within your community?
I do not actually celebrate my identity that much because I it's not that long since I have accepted myself. However, often I often group myself with people amongst the same expression as me as well. So you can see me hanging out with a lot of LGBTQ members as well. So maybe that is how I celebrate my gender expression by socializing with the part of the community members as well.
Okay. Lastly, what advice would you give to someone who is questioning their sexual orientation or gender identity?
For me, if you are questioning yourself about your gender identity or gender expression, you don't need to rush yourself. You need to explore more about your likes and dislikes. Disregard all those, what do you call this? Disregard all the negative comments that you receive and focus more on developing yourself and improving yourself so that you become the best version of yourself, wherein you can express your identity really well, and you can also be proud of yourself as to what you are. So no need to rush, take your time, and you know just embrace yourself really. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So that will be the end of my answer view.
So thank you as well, and
Thank you.
it's nice having to get to interview about my gender. So thank you.